Hello, dear lovely students. In this new section, bonus section, we're going to talk about a very important thing in C programming, which is a function. What is a function? Why we use it? And what are types of function? We will learn that through this section. The first lesson, we're going to talk about function. What is a function? So we have input, and then function, and then output. So this is the function block diagram. You have inputs, variables or constants, and then you have a function that do a certain operation on these inputs, and then you have output or outputs. For example, let's assume that the input will be the radius r, and the function will be a equal to pi r square. So we understand that pi is 3.14, and so this will not be affected into the function. I mean, it will not change, it's a constant. So what it will be changed in the function? The r will be squared. So that is the real function here that will be changed. R will be squared. So if you put r here 1, then 1 squared, 1 to the power of 2 will be 1, so a equal pi. Okay? If we put r here equal 2, 2 will be squared, so 4, so multiply 4 by pi multiplied by 4, and so on. So every time you put a number there, there will be a new result. This result is the output. Okay? So a function simply is important, and let's see something else about it. Why we use functions? Why we use functions? Very simple. It saves time and effort. Function saves time and effort. You know, if you try to write long codes and type a lot of statements and writing them down, that would take time. So if every time you want actually to do a certain operation on r, you're going to type it like r multiplied by r multiplied by r multiplied by r. If you want to do many operations on r, that would take a long time to type it down, and maybe you have some mistakes, maybe you forget one r, but functions help you to do it quickly. Okay, how to do this r square in using function in C language? We will see this later. Okay, so functions save time and effort. Also, they're used in long structural programs. When you have long programs and you want to save time, you don't have to repeat the same statement. No, you just type it for once, and if you need it anywhere in the program, you just make something calling function. Calling function means, hey, I want you to be used here. I want you to be used here. So you're not using it, you're not making long structure programs. So simply it saves time because it helps you to reduce the amount of lines you're going to add to your program through using calling function. Also, functions used to avoid mistakes when writing many codes. Sometimes, you know, we make mistakes when you repeat constants, or when you repeat variables in your program, x, y, z, y. So every time you use it in different location into the program, using it with f, using it with if statement or if else or whatever, so you need to use it in certain ways. You want to use something a lot in the program without repetition, then what you need to do, just calling the function. So why we use function? It saves time and effort, used in long structural programs, used to avoid mistakes when writing many codes. Functions are two types in C programming. C standard functions, also you can call them built-in functions. Built-in functions means the functions that are included in the library of C programming. Okay, like main function, for example. This is included. It has many things in there. Okay, as we have learned in this course in the first program, how to print out hello world. So you need to use a main function, empty brackets, to do that. There are many functions, of course. The second type of functions called user predefined functions, or you have to do it yourself. Like, for example, this is an example of a function I do it myself. It's not reserved in the program. You just type a equal by multiplied by r square. We're going to see how to do this r square. R square can be used as r multiplied by r, or using the function power, and put whatever you want to make it to the power, okay, into the function. So you have two certain types. You can make your own functions mathematically, or you can use standard functions, and we're going to learn about the types of function later and how to use them. Okay. The last thing I want to say in this lecture is the C program has a standard library, which is a collection of predefined functions and other program elements which are accessed through the header files. Like, for example, when you say math.h, include math.h, now you are using this library, math, which is short for mathematical functions. So it has lots of mathematical functions, power, cosine, sine, and many of them. We're gonna take examples on how to use them in our program. Every mathematical function return double type data type thing. Every mathematical function return double data type thing. This is just introduction about functions, their types, and why we use functions, and what is a function, and then later we will learn how to do it in a program using the program that I have included in this course. Have a great time learning C programming, and see you in the next lecture.